Well, I've come downtown on the 1st of January 2022 just to do a little bit of video and have a wander around. And as you can see, it is extremely cold. It's about minus 20, I think. I'm going to head into downtown and try and stay in the sunshine as much as possible, because this time of the year, literally the difference between being in the sun and not being in the sun is huge. Well, that's certainly a good start for 2021. But my path starts up over the other side of there, so let's get back over this way. Trying out the new cameras, some new features, so we will see how this works. Not sure if I have all the settings set in the correct spot, but we'll find out, am I? This is the long tall shadow, people. I call this long shadow season. I have discovered, however, that I do have the wrong pair of gloves on for this weather. Yeah. Oh well, it'll have to do. I don't know if you can hear the snow, but that's squeaky snow. It only tends to squeak when it gets to about minus 20. When it becomes like crunchy squeaky snow, that's usually into the minus 30s. But by that time you can't really talk properly anyway, so yeah, I can still speak, so that's good. Right, I'm going to go along the top. Normally I'll go down that way. I'm going to go along the top today. Oh, somebody broke a branch off a tree. It's not good. This is one of the lions that used to sit on the bridge there. He used to sit down there with his buddies, but some of them needed to be remade because they were getting a bit old. I think that thing weighs like 12 tons or something. Yeah. So they moved it up here where it can keep an eye on its former home. Down there. There's 4 of those on the bridge. I'm going along here for a mo. There's a set of steps up here. I'm going to head down. Surprisingly enough, this is actually a dog park. You can take your dogs up here and run them off leash and stuff. But surprisingly enough, there's nobody here. That's because it's freezing cold. And with the wind chill, I think we're into the minus 28s with the wind chill. But this is such a nice spot for pictures. It really is. I've done many pictures from here over the years. So I thought I'd come up here, try the video and see how it works. Very impressed with this, the image stabilization on this thing. The mountains look exceedingly good, but I can see a little band of cloud above them. This time of the year you have to be very careful, because you see how nice it is in the city. You get out to the mountains where the Chinook winds are coming over the top. Let me tell you, once you get past that first range, the winds can be absolutely brutal. I've made that mistake a few times going skiing. I think, yay, look at the day, going skiing for the day. And you get up there and it's absolutely freezing. Right, so I will call that it for the mo along this piece. And I'm going to head down into downtown there. Right, so down on the Centre Street Bridge. On down here, see how well this comes out. The sun is nice. I'm about to get into the shade, so it's not going to be quite so nice here at the moment. The difference is stunning this time of the year. You go from feeling reasonably cold to absolutely bloody freezing. Have a look down the river. If you look at the river, you can see all the ice fog coming off the river. If you fell in that water, chances of survival, if you're not out of that water in 2 or 3 minutes, you're done. That cold shock of that water is so extreme, it will literally make you pass out in next to no time whatsoever. Look at all the steam coming off there. That's huge. Yeah, this is why if you're out in the mountains you don't camp next to water like that, because all that fog that's coming off there will condense on you, and then it just freezes overnight and you wake up like a popsicle, if you're lucky. If not, they find you sometime in the spring when they can defrost you. That's a lot of ice moving down there, eh? That is cold. What amazes me is you see the ducks and the geese and everything, they're all in there like it's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure they feel the cold, but who knows? They're in there swimming around looking for breakfast. Rather them than me. I'm certainly not built for that. Right, I'm going to continue downtown. Lovely day, isn't it? That's a good thing about living here. Yeah, it might be cold, and it is chuffing cold, I can tell you. However, it's 90% of the time it's always sunny. So yes, it might be a very cold part of the world. With the wind chill, I think we're hovering around the -28 at this moment. However, oh, here we go. Yeah, I can feel that. Look at that. I've just gone from sunshine to cold. Oh yes. You can feel that temperature drop very, very quickly. Right, I'm going to warm this camera back up and continue on to downtown. They're revamping all the pathways and that here at the moment, so normally I would go across and downtown, but they've taken off all the walkways. They're rebuilding all of this along there, the whole place all the way up through Eau Claire Market, which I'll go up through in a moment. But until then, I'm going to put this camera away and warm up a touch. Alright, stopped off at another one of Calgary's landmarks. We've got our Calgary Tower over there. I'll go past there in a minute. A lot of people come to see this guy. It's an enormous head. I don't think that building's open at the moment. There is a +15 walkway, which is a covered walkway system that basically goes around a huge part of Calgary. So I'm going to see if I can get this picture here. This is the head. I can't think what it's called now. Anyway, this is the Bow building. Let's get a shot right up there. There we go. You have to be a little bit careful this time of the year, because big chunks of ice can fall off the building with no warning whatsoever. Those in there have to be the largest Christmas tree decorations in Calgary, I suspect. There's the Legion over there, Hyatt Hotel. This building here, this is the new one, the weird wedgie shaped one. That's the new Telus Sky building. That's the one that has all the fancy lights on it at night. They light it up with all kinds of different colours and things. There's a good mix of new buildings and old buildings in Calgary. Look at that. When that was built, that was probably considered a huge building, but not so much nowadays. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah. I think the +15 is closed, so I will continue to walk around this way. There's a very nice aeroplane in the building over there, but I suspect that building's closed on New Year's. Yeah. I don't think we can get in there. I'm just going to go and have a quick look and see. Okay, so I just come through there. A couple of security guys, they're not very happy if you're in there filming. You can actually film in there. It's not really, it's not a legal issue. However, if they ask you not to, it's kind of polite not to. So I'm just going to head down towards the C-train tracks here. See if we can catch some of Calgary Transit working its magic. I think it's actually warming up to touch, so let's see if we can get some C-trains here. Right. That building up there, there's some windows in that building up there. I'd love to get up there and do some video from there. Right, if we're lucky, we might catch a sea train going across here. Now the sea train service in Calgary, the downtown train, as we call it, anywhere that's in the downtown core, you can just jump on the train, you don't have to pay, it just takes you from one end of the city to the other. But once you go outside of the downtown core, then you have to pay. And it's only, I think it's $3.25, something like that. And that's a ticket, and that's good for any train, any bus. I can just get off the train, jump on any bus, and it'll take me to wherever I need to go for like a one-way journey. So it's actually a very good system. Calgary Transit, I know people complain about Calgary Transit, but let me tell you, it's for the price and the coverage that you get, it's actually brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So this is the downtown sea train. Oh, and as luck would have it, there is a train. Look at that, just waiting for the light. Didn't I time that? Could not have timed that any better. The 3-carriage trains. They are expanding the system now so that they go to 4 carriages. But just going to cross over here, and I have no idea how people miss those trains, but you'll be surprised how often people crash into them things. It's really quite alarming. Right, I have another one coming now. Here comes one coming the other way. As long as people obey the lights, it's actually a very simple process. Red means stop, green means go. Red means you're going to live to see tomorrow. If you stop, green does not. Right, so there we go. Now I can cross. See? Excellent. Amazing service. Absolutely brilliant. Right, now where to go to next? I think I will head down Stephen Avenue Mall. I'll head down along that way and get some video down there. Right, well, in the summer, this is one of Calgary's busiest bikeways. This is, as you can see, one side has pedestrians, the other side is the bike walkway. I've just come up through the city that way. It, all kinds of cycleways in it. It's a very good city for cycling, I have to admit. And anybody that has seen that in my pictures will know this place over here. In the summer, all of these little raised beds here are all full of all kinds of flowers and stuff. Actually very nice. Gonna get back in the sunshine and oh, it's in the sunshine, lovely. Right, this here is coming up is the famous Calgary Peace Bridge. Oh, and the fire's not going either. See, all over the city this time of the year for events and stuff, you'll find these things. They are fire pits, and they are quite often going. Unfortunately, this one isn't. This is the Calgary Peace Bridge. Not often you see it this quiet, I can tell you. Yeah. New Year's Day, and it's probably warmed up a bit. Actually, it does feel like it's warmed up a touch. This over here is Princess Island Park, an amazing part of Calgary. Yeah. They're revamping all that down there. Normally I would walk down through there and cut across the bridge, but I'm not sure that that's going to be open. But this is Calgary's Peace Bridge. All kinds of walkways and what have you down here. This is the Valley Walkway that I'm on now. So I am going to head down. Ooh, that sounds a bit bright. So I'm going to head down this way a little touch. Right then. It's a cold one, eh?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah. Yes, this is a touch cold. Not sure how this camera is going to like this cold. I'm not sure. I did bring a bunch of spare batteries with me. But this is what Calgary's like most of the year in the winter. But amazing blue skies. You can see all the steam coming off the buildings. You know it's bloody cold when it does that. But yes, it is a very good city really. I'm going to cut down through the park because I really don't fancy. There's a lagoon down in here. Way back when Calgary was first kind of up and running, obviously that bridge wasn't there. This piece down the side here, the main river's the other side of the island. This piece down here is where they used to float the logs down to the sawmill, and Eau Claire was the lumber company that used to run the sawmill one down there. So as like Busker James, the accordion player, he's usually sitting around here somewhere, but not today. I don't think he'd get much custom today. Too many people wander along and it's a little bit cold for that. So we will cut down through the park. We'll cut down through the park and see what we can see. But that is Calgary's Peace Bridge. All $26 million worth of it. But I'll tell you what, there was a lot of complaining when they put that in. A lot of people pitched and complained because it was a huge amount of money and all that kind of stuff. But I would certainly like $1 for every picture that's been taken of that bridge. Like I say, in the summer, you can't move for people down here. It's absolutely packed. I say, just down and around that corner down there, they've got it all dug up at the moment because they're rebuilding most of Eau Claire area. That's all being redone. This all the way down through here. This is a lagoon on this side, and normally in the winter you can ice skate all the way down through here, but at the moment all closed up because they've got construction going on the new bridge. And I noticed from a distance that they've got the decking on the bridge. I was going to go over the Peace Bridge, but I want to get some pictures of the new decking on the bridge down there. Yeah, that used to be called the Jaipur Bridge. I'm not sure what they're going to call it when the new one is done, but I'm going to go down there and have a look. Right. This is heading down through Prince's Island. There's a very nice walkways in it down through here. That way goes more along the river. And I'd like to see this time of year along there. In the summer and that, they have a lot of music festivals and all that kind of stuff down through here. So this expanse of snow in front of me, normally you can ice skate all the way down through here. Not at the moment. This green structure over here, my left, that is a huge stage. And like I say, they do some very nice events there. Unfortunately, because of all the COVID crap and that at the moment, it's a lot of those things have been cancelled, so that's kind of a pain. However, it's important everybody stays safe. That's the other reason I've come downtown today, because I know there's going to be nobody here, so I'm not too worried about bumping into people and stuff, because there just ain't that many down here at the moment. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. This Omicron thing is spreading so fast, it's kind of crazy. But, unfortunately, it's something the world's going to have to live with now. We're never going to get rid of it. We've got to learn to live with it. So, and treatments will come along. Things will change. Yes. Like I say, this normally have events here. So there's a huge stage there where they run all kinds of events. Right. I'm going to put this away and let it warm up a touch. Head down towards the new bridge construction. Right, looks like people have been using that as a shortcut. This here is the River Calf. Very nice place to get something to eat. A little on the pricey side, but somewhere nice to get something to eat. And the new bridge that they're building is down here. So I'd like to see what they're actually building. They've been doing it for a while. Looks like we're getting a fairly boring bridge. I was hoping for something with a bit of character to it. A bit of character. Yeah. However, looks like we're getting some kind of semi-boring bridge. The bridge that you can see underneath that in the distance there, that green one with the red bits on it, I've done lots and lots of pictures from there. This was the original Jaipur bridge, but they are redeveloping the whole area, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and see what they come up with. But this whole area is getting redone. I can hear a train in the distance. It's interesting. Living here in Calgary, you become very acute and very responsive as to which way the wind is blowing, because it makes a big difference as to whether it's going to be a good day or a really, really bad day. And it can turn bad really, really fast. So, this is Princess Island Park. Wonderful park. Absolutely amazing. And this is literally right in the middle of downtown Calgary. So, in the summer I will do more video on that down here, but at the moment... Oh, I can hear the train. Yeah. So we shall see. Right, that'll do for the moment. Right. This is downtown Calgary. There is our new bridge under construction. This whole park area has been redone. All the way down through here. It's a very nice bridge down through here. I'm going to head down that way. Then I'm going to cut across it. There's a suspension bridge down across here. I'm going to cut back across that way, but I will do a little bit of down here just to see what they're changing. I like to document change because people don't realise how quickly everything changes. You look at it and you think, oh yeah, that'll be there forever, and then 2 minutes later you turn around, oh, gone. Yeah. Let's say this in here is a lagoon that's normally full of, this time of the year, it'd be full of people ice skating. So, let's cut across the snow. You have to be a little bit careful. Yep, that's about a foot deep. Got to get a better angle from over here though. Yeah, that's a lot of snow. It's amazing how these little birds survive, isn't it? Look at it. How does something so small generate enough heat to survive in this weather? Absolutely stunning. Yeah. Well, that's the new bridge. Yes. I'll reserve judgment on that until it's finished. Now over here, this is interesting. If you look underneath that bridge, which has a bit of character to it, those little brown dots there, they're all geese. They're all geese and ducks. How on earth they survive in this weather? And they're sitting in the water like it's tropical, you know, like it's the favourite place to be. Yes, not quite sure how they survive, but they do. So I'm just going to take a little walk over to that bridge. Wade through the snow again. Apologies if this is a bumpy bit of video. And then when I go, I'm going to go that way, over the other bridge, and back up the hill. Oh. Yes, this snow, I kid you not, it's about a foot deep. But at least it's crispy snow. It's not wet snow. You can keep that wet snow crap. Don't like that. Wet snow is horrible. This stuff's way better. Right. Sounds really daft and counterintuitive, but this snow is dry snow. Sounds odd if you think all snow would be wet, but it's not. I've never experienced that until I moved here. But right, see if I can get some pictures of these geese. There's a nice wetland right down in the middle of here. Unfortunately, they're looking at putting a railway track through the middle of here. Literally straight through where this bridge is. Part of what's called the Green Line expansion. I know we need transit in the city and it's very, very important, but they could also put it through a tunnel. So there's a bit of hoo-ha about that at the moment. So that's the new bridge being built up there. these buildings across here, I call this Lego land, because all these buildings along here, they're all made out of glass. They all look like they're built out of Lego. Right, see, these ducks and geese, how on earth they survive in that water, I don't know. Seriously cold. Yes. No idea how they survive in there. Right, that's Centre Street Bridge over there. And I'm fucked, we're up on the top of that hill right over there, so I have to go back over there to get to the car. And some goose. Well, I didn't think it was that funny, but at least the geese thought it was funny, and the ducks. Yep. Right, so I'm going to head back up and over the other bridge. Oh, back in the sunshine. I wish you could feel the difference in temperature, because it is absolutely stunning. So, here we go this way. That's the best way to travel. Right. Yes, all over the city you will find these signs for the coyotes. There are a lot of coyotes in Calgary. Yeah. Be interesting to see how all that development comes over. I can hear that train really clearly, which is unusual. It means the wind's going to come round. A lot of sculptures and that all around Calgary. Some of them very nice, and some of them I will do lots of pictures of. And there are a few in Calgary, which I'm not going to name, that I will never ever take pictures of. One last spin around. When the Pokemon craze was on, this particular spot here, this is the normal density in winter of people. We got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 including myself. Yeah. When the Pokemon thing was on, I came through here one evening, and there must have been 300-400 people right here, because this apparently was one of them Pokemon hotspots, apparently, whatever the heck one of those was, but this was one. So well, they got some nice new trees gone in already. Everybody was complaining because they cut all the trees down the other side. Obviously they've got to do all the construction, which is fine, they have to do it, but I see they put a bunch of new trees in here already, so that's good. That's nice to see. Yeah, the urban forest is part of Calgary's process, so you have to make sure that you have trees and what have you. Right, let's switch this off for a second. Right, that area down there, they do a thing here called Shakespeare in the Park in summer and what have you. They put all kinds of, they build a stage down in here and do theatrical stuff. However, like I say, because of the COVID thing, I don't see so much of it. This is Princess Island Park. Lovely sunshine. Glad I came down now. I was in two minds because I was looking at the temperature, and the wind has certainly dropped down, so it's probably only minus 18, minus 20 now with the wind gone, so that's good. Normally a lot of people here doing tobogganing. Now if you're seasick, you have to be careful walking across this bridge, because it gets incredibly bouncy. You see somebody running across this bridge, it actually bounces up and down like a crazy thing. Yeah. So we'll do a bit of footage across here. Oh yeah, this is cold. So you have to be really careful of this river. When it was up by the Peace Bridge, if you noticed in the footage, it was completely covered over with ice. However, you fall through that ice, there's a good strong flow of water I see people getting out on this ice and trying to break chunks off and stuff. That is so dangerous. Like I say, you fall in that water, within 5 minutes you're dead. Done, finished. Your arms and legs, they just won't work. You go into what's called cold water shock or thermal shock. So all that water you see there is obviously flowing underneath the ice. So if you fall in there and you get under that ice, you are done. Yeah. Yeah. That's some good ice flow. City. Right. I can't remember what the flow rate of the Bow River is this time of the year in meters per second, but it's actually quite considerable. You set the watch there for a second. It's actually a reasonable amount of flow. When the floods were on in 2013, this bank over here on the shore here, the water was actually going over the top of that into all that area over there. Obviously way back when, before the city was here, this would all have just been a floodplain anyway, which is why it's flat. You know, this bank that you see in front of us, this steep hill, that's McCall Bluff. Back at the end of the last ice age, that was in fact the edge of the lake. This was a huge glacial lake, and this was the lake shore, or part of it. I can tell you now, it's chucking cold. Right, that over there is the Peace Bridge. I have my gloves on, so I can't really zoom at the moment because my fingers are frozen. But if you look way in the distance over the top of the Peace Bridge, you can see the Rocky Mountains out there. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head across to the steps and head up the steps, I guess. Just get to the end here. This bridge, like I say, it's a very walkable city. It's very walkable. Okay. Nice day, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are we doing? Tomorrow will be the same.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be warmer, I hope, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, this is one of my favourite ways into downtown. We quite often come through it. Look at the colour of the sky. People, I know when I've done pictures in the past, people have said to me, you know, oh, what kind of filter do you use for the sky and stuff? Like, I don't. That is the sky. Yeah. Nature makes that colour, not me. Yeah. Right. I am going to put this away until I get across the steps. The other good thing about Calgary, if you look at it, a lot of strange structures like this, people do amazing artwork on them. Look at that. I actually stood here one time and watched the guy paint those. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very good. Right, I'm going to head up the steps. Called at it for a bit. A bit of an artistic fade out here. Use the tree. There we go. If I was taking that as a photograph, that would make an absolutely very nice picture across there. But right, I'm going to head across and up the steps. Like I say, there's 157 stairs here. I came down here one morning 4 years ago. It's very early, and there was a Chinese gentleman running up and down these stairs, and I kid you not, it puffed me out walking up them. But he was running up and down them like it was flat ground. And I said to him, how many times are you going to do that? And he'd set himself a challenge. He started first thing in the morning, and he wasn't going to stop until last thing at night, sunset. And I'm thinking, there's no way. That's not physically possible. So anyway, later in the day, fuck off. Later in the day, I came past here, and he was still going. I have no idea how the hell he did it, but he literally ran up and down these stairs the entire day, from first thing in the morning to the last thing at night. I can tell you now, there's 157 stairs. I'm puffed out now. I have no idea how that guy did that, but he's welcome to it. You can see the mountains over there in the distance, but if you look closely you can see the cloud along the top of the mountains. It's very swirly. I can't zoom in on it because I can't remember how to do it on this camera with gloves on. But there's the Peace Bridge, Prince's Island Park. That new big square building down there is a pumping station. What they discovered is water doesn't flow uphill, so when the floods were on, the water was literally flowing over the top of there, and the water that was in behind there from the underground rivers here couldn't obviously drain out into the river, which caused even more flooding. So they put in these pumping stations in various locations around the city. So now, like they've raised the berms and the sea walls, or if you like, the river walls, so now they can actually pump out the water that's behind here. So in theory it shouldn't happen again. Whether it ever will or not, I don't know. But you can clearly see, stood here, this was the top of the river bank or the lake bank, and all that down in the bottom there was all floodplain and what have you, because this was, like I say, this was a massive glacial lake. There's right in the middle of the shot there, there's a row of pine trees that you can see, and that was the far shore of the lake, and it went a huge distance that way and an even further distance that way. But and the ice dam that was holding all the water back, it broke. So all that water, it all went rapidly down. Actually it ended up going down into the States. That's where it ended up going. But yes, so that is downtown Calgary. Alright. More coyote signs everywhere. Yeah. Right, it's a very nice park. This is Rotary Park. You know, somebody decorated the tree. Very nice. Yeah. There's some good pictures down through here. So it's a very nice walkway through here. But, this is a dog park. People come and run their dogs up through here. There's tennis courts and all kinds of things down through here. Going through here in the summer, there was people over here practicing with samurai swords. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can cut across and through those trees there in just a second. There's tennis courts here. A bit cold for tennis, I should think. I'm just going to cut across. See if I can get some pictures through the trees here, because there are some very nice views out across here. Oh. Trying to stay in the sunshine if I can. There we go. Right. See what I mean about that part of the city looking like Legoville. Looks like it's all made out of Lego. Those big clear Lego blocks. That's where I was just now. I was on top of that hill over there. So to get to where I'd go, I'd have to walk all the way down that hill and all the way back up this side again. So my plan was to cut across the top. Way easier. Right, you have to be careful here. There's a little rock wall. I have fallen off of that, so I will take this route. Just keep an eye on what I'm doing. And we are back to this side of Centre Street. Yes. Top of that hill over there, that's where I was just talking to those people. Prince's Island Park. Downtown Calgary. That cloud's building in the mountains. I bet a lot of people went out there skiing today. Obviously it's a bit of tradition for everybody to go skiing on the first day of the year. The wind out there is brutal. This is a nice little seating area. This is good for summer. Right, back up here. Yes, very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, I was in two minds as to whether to come out today or not. I'm glad I did. This is the way I went down. Steps are a little slippery this time of year. There's the suspension bridge into the park. Legoville. That building down there that you can see with the white pointed roof, low building, that's the Chinese Cultural Center. If you go in there, let me tell you, that roof in there is absolutely stunning. It's all stained glass, absolutely stunning. I've done lots of pictures in there in the past. Right, so I'm going to head back across to where I'm parked. The sun's coming round. It makes a big difference once you're out of the sun, isn't it? And I think we will call that it. Just get back over to where the line is. We'll use that as my closing out shot. We'll use this as my closing out shot. That is quite the view. Lion sitting there looking at where we used to live on the bridge. Right, that'll do I think. That was a nice walk around.